Hi tribe, welcome back to my channel. So today tribe, since it is July, it is July, okay? I'm gonna try to be upbeat about it. It is July and I thought let us do a mid-year financial and life check-in, all right? So it is halfway through the year and I know some people always say halfway through the year in June. Thank goodness. Many people are finally getting it that in June is not halfway through the year. Now we are finally halfway through the year, and yeah, I mean, in life you have to review. You have to go back and say, this is what I had planned to do, and am I on track? Have I been derailed? What's going on? And actually, personally for me, I just love reflecting in anything and everything happening in my life. I love just sitting down and saying, actually, how am I feeling? What's going on? Am I doing the things I promised myself that I will do? Or am I just letting life do life and I'm just complaining every day? So I think reflecting and just checking in on yourself is so important. So today we'll be doing financial check-in and life check-in. All right. So first things first, let us talk about how hard this year has been. Let us be honest. I mean, if you're having a wonderful year, you know what? God bless. We love it for you. You give us hope. You really do. But I think for the rest of us, oh my gosh, it has been challenging, okay? And if you just talk about the collective challenges that all of us are experiencing, load shedding. I think load shedding is giving us PTSD. I think most of the time, you're just checking like, okay, when is it gonna go? Or is it back? Like, what the hell is happening? So load shedding, we are all there. We are all in it. And it's frustrating when you're trying to work, especially when you're trying to work from home, okay? Fuel price increases. Insane, absolutely insane. What is a liter now, Pam?
I don't know, but it changes.
Like it's almost
how much I don't know.
It's almost 26, 27 rand. So it is a lot. Actually, I've just had a thought. I need to give you a mic on the other side because I ask you so many. Yeah, I'm gonna give you a mic. Next one, I'm gonna give you a mic. Then food, that has translated into food prices just skyrocketing. I'll give you an example. I was telling Pam, I was like, guys, I went to buy Star Soft. It was 39.99. I was like, hold up. Fabric conditioner for 40 bucks. No, I bought what is that one? The no-name one. I was like, nah. I'm not going down like that. No. So things have been challenging. The economy is challenging. Everything is challenging, right? That is the truth, and that's a fact. But this is where our resilience is tested as people, as individuals. That despite all of these challenges, every single day you need to get up of your behind and do what you need to do. And some of you or some of us, you're going through your own personal stuff. Life is happening, family, friendships, kids, parents, you name it. Everyone is going through something. So please do be kind, not only to other people, but to yourself as well. All right. So you have to get up. Unfortunately, you have to get up. Maybe cry a little bit, do a little bit of gangster crying. But you have to get up and say, okay, where am I? How can I reflect? What has this past 6 months of 2022 been like? So first of all, you have to go back to your goals. What did I promise myself? What did I want to achieve? And I know a lot of people right now are saying, oh, this year is finished. No, it's not. It is not. Okay. It is absolutely not. So many good things can still happen for you, but it requires you to be in a good mental state as much as possible. One of the things I think we were talking about earlier, that do the things that make you happy. It doesn't have to be the most expensive things. It doesn't I think that puts you in a different mental state altogether. I recently went on a holiday with my son for about 4 nights, Pam. Yeah. And we were in Durban. just that change of scenery. And it was like a very last minute decision. Pam is shaking her head. But we're actually talking about this. And I said to myself, and I was saying to Pam, and I was even having this conversation with my sister, and I said, you know what? I actually realize that I'm living the life that I want to live, and I am proud of myself. And please give me a minute to explain what I'm talking about when I say that. I could have a certain car that I feel like, okay, no, people will love, or when I drive in, people are like, hey, what? Because, that's part of it sometimes. Yes, you do things for yourself, but sometimes, come on, let's tell the truth. When you're driving a certain car, people are gonna look at you a certain way. I could be driving that type of car, but I don't. I could be living in a house that's like 3-4 million rand, but I don't, right? And my house almost paid off. But it's because of the small decisions I make and prioritize, because I know I love holidays. I know that I love good, wonderful experiences with my family. So for me, it was very last minute. I think I made the decision on Sunday, booked flights. Then on Wednesday we were off, and my son was so shocked. Oh, we're going, But I think in life, it's about prioritizing the things that you love. Don't just go through life by, because people think I'm at a certain level, I need to be driving a certain car, living in a certain house. That's perfect and all, but I know that I'm not at a stage where I can have the holidays on a whim like this, the house, the car, the private schools, everything. I know I'm not at that stage yet. But what I do love is I've made choices for myself that fit my own priorities. So you have to do that for yourself as well. So even when it comes to goals, for me, I'm not even bragging. It was just that realization that I'm actually living the life that I have chosen for myself. I don't have a fancy car, but I can go on a holiday on a whim. I can make that decision and not think, oh my gosh, there's car payments. The house, it's up to the maximum, So whenever you make your goals, make them for you and the life that you want to live. All right. So mid-year check-in. What are your goals? It's not too late to achieve the goals. I have goals that I have not achieved. I know, guys. No, let's just be honest. Actually, I know this year I've not achieved half of the goals that I wanted. And actually, I was quite sad about it a couple of weeks ago. I was going through the most. I truly was. Pam was like, how come you didn't tell me? But I'm that type of person. When I'm going through the most, I'm just like, Father God. But the year is not over yet. And I think when you mentally get to that place, it's so hard to be motivated. It's so hard to get up and do what you need to do to reach those goals. And you need that energy, unfortunately. You do, which sucks, because I'm feeling bad because I haven't done something, but I still need energy to, why? But unfortunately, that's just how it is. Accept where you are and realize that, okay, I haven't achieved the things I said I wanted to do, but also ask yourself, why? Right? Because sometimes we don't hold ourselves accountable. We just like, oh my gosh, I don't understand why. No, you haven't woken up at that time that you said you were going to do. And I always give an example of exercising, which I'm also guilty of. Okay, I want to lose 2 kgs. I want to lose 5 kilograms. But you have been sleeping and like, oh no, I don't feel like it today. No, it doesn't happen because you feel like it or don't feel like it. Are you consistent? Are you disciplined enough? And sometimes I think when you talk about discipline, it's like, do you want this thing or not? And your actions will show it, that this is what I want. Boom, done. Okay? But I think also it's very important to have an attitude or a heart of being grateful, gratitude, realizing that sometimes the things that you have been praying for, you are right in the middle of them. There are so many things I've prayed for. And the other day I was like, hey, Bo, but actually, girl, you're not doing too badly. You are not doing horribly. Yes, there are things that I want at my age, and that whole age thing, ageism, where you think, oh no, by this age I should have achieved this and this. And I realized there's so many wonderful things, so many good things. So just also take some time outside of having the goals and putting yourself down about what you haven't achieved, and I should have done it. You didn't. Now what are you gonna do? But saying, okay, even in this season, I'm so grateful for so many things. So many things. So just take a moment also when you do your mid-year check-in, because I feel like sometimes when we're doing mid-year check-in, it's about all the things you have not achieved, all the things that you haven't done. But I want you to take a moment to reflect and say, hey, but I'm also grateful for this. I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful for this. Sometimes it could just be your mental state, where you are mentally. Say, God, you know what? I'm grateful for that too. Because this state that I'm in, the way I think now, is different from what I used to think, or the thoughts that I had previously. So being grateful is a big thing. Now, let's get to the personal finance stuff, what you're here for. So the first one is, or the second one of the mid-year check-in, is you have to love your bank statement. Oh, please don't roll your eyes. Yes, you can love your bank statement. How many of you, I know you'll be watching this in your home, wherever you are, in your car, just raise your hand if you are comfortable looking at your bank statement. I know a lot of people, Pam is like, and that's the case for a lot of people. A lot of people are terrified of looking at their bank statement. It's just one of those things. It's right here on your phone, easily accessible, but it's one of those things that, no, I'd rather not look at it. But for me, the question is, how do you change your behavior if you don't know exactly what you're spending your money on? Because your bank statement, it doesn't lie. It doesn't lie. It's a true reflection of your priorities. We think we have this, but your bank statement will tell you, no, ma'am, you said that's your priority. No, actually, this is your priority. So looking at your bank statement and reflecting, again, remember, this is a time to reflect. Reflecting and saying, oh, okay, I thought that I don't spend so much on X and Y, but your bank statement will tell you, and that's okay, right? Remember also, time of reflecting is not a time of judgment on yourself. It's not a time to judge yourself, to berate yourself, as we oftentimes do. It's time to say, okay, this is who I am. This is what I have been doing. And that's how you change, not by berating yourself, not by putting yourself down, not by running away, not looking at real facts. It's a time to reflect and say, okay, it does not look pretty. It does not look pretty, but I am willing to change this, okay? So look at your bank statement. Let it reflect back to you what you've been doing. So if you can even go and print for 6 months, do that, and it will tell you exactly what you've been doing with your money. You are in a space where you're asking, I don't know what to go print your bank statement. It will tell you exactly what you've been doing. Don't berate yourself, don't belittle yourself, don't feel ashamed. It's just that's happened. You can't change that. That's gone. That's the past 6 months. Now we're here. What are you going to do about what it is reflecting back to you in today? Okay, that's number one. Number two, learn to love your bank statement. Then number three, I'm not even going to go deep into it. I've done too many videos on this. Look at your budget. And actually, I had this thought the other time that sometimes you can feel like, okay, I've gotten a handle of my finances. That happens. It actually happens, and that's the state that we all want to get to. I've been in that place where I feel like, nah, so a budget sometimes is not something that you're forever doing because you have a system now. But even in there, life happens, then, what the hell? Then you have to go back to the drawing board. I think sometimes with money, we get so ashamed, like, oh my gosh, I was doing so well. What is happening? Sometimes business is not as great as last year. So it's okay to say, okay, that was my budget, but what is life communicating to me right now? What is my budget going to look like today? Right? I've been in positions where I think for months, it felt like, no, I've got this under control. Then I look back, I'm like, yo. Let me go open that. No. Let's go back, right? And it's okay to do that. That's life. And your financial life is no different, okay? Then another one, please please go check your credit score. Just be an adult. I know some people say, oh no, I'm afraid to. It's just a number. It truly is just a number. It doesn't say anything. It doesn't mean anything. Yes, whether it's good or bad, it doesn't mean anything. It just tells you whether you need to improve, whether you need to work on some stuff, or you're good. Funny enough, a lot of people who are afraid to check their credit scores are normally okay. So please, just go check your credit score. You have CompuScan. I think I'm saying it right. I'll list them below. You have TransUnion, you have XDS, a couple, I think there's 4 credit bureaus in South Africa. No, I don't think. I know there's 4 credit bureaus in South Africa. Then there's your commercial ones. They pull the information from those ones that I've mentioned, like ClearScore and the rest. But it is so easy, and you are allowed one free credit report from all 4 of them every single year. Free, mahala. So there is no reason why you don't know your credit score. Okay, and I'll do a whole different video. I know Pam is gonna be like, on credit, which I will do. Then the 5th thing is you need to go and do a check-in on your insurance policies. Okay, we take out policies and we forget about them, and you complain, oh, those people just taking money. No, go check them. Why did you take out those insurance policies? Review them. Do they still fit what it is that you took them out in the beginning for? If you have another baby, do you need to go add them on as a beneficiary? Are you married? Are you divorced? Are you do you want to add your parents? Do you want to remove your parents? Situations change, so should your beneficiaries. So should your insurance policies. And I think also one thing that people don't realize is with insurance policies like your car and home content insurance is that you can change it every year. It's not that deep. Just try to match the benefit that you're receiving. You can find that you can even save a little bit more money by just changing insurers, or even speaking to your insurance and saying, I've been with you for the past 4 years. I haven't claimed. Why is my premium going up by so much? And trust me, it's such a competitive market. They're always willing to say, okay, I don't want this client to leave me, and they can work a premium that's attractive to you. Okay. Then check in. Do you have an emergency fund, guys? I feel like life is just one big flipping emergency sometimes. Really, with all this increase in everything, it just feels like everything is just one emergency. You used to fill up your tank with 500 bucks. Now you're filling it up with 800 bucks. You used to fill it up with 1,000. Now it's 1,500 bucks. So having an emergency in this economy is not just a privilege. It is a privilege if you can have one, but it's a must. It's an essential. It's a necessity, because you will truly shoot yourself in the foot if you don't have an emergency fund. Because again, if you don't have an emergency fund, what do? You fall back into debt to finance whatever emergency comes about. So decide for yourself. And for me, I always say, life happens and life is happening. So don't beat yourself up that you don't have 6 months worth of expenses saved up somewhere. Most people don't, okay? Actually, most people don't. People are just here. We are all winging it. But what you can do is decide on an amount. If it's 10K that you're just going to put away for anything that can come about, kudos to you. I congratulate you. You have done your best, okay? Then the 7th thing, in medical aid. Check in on your medical aid. Medical aid also is not that deep. People, I know people are very brand conscious. For me, I'm like, if I can find the cheapest one and it still covers me for the benefits that I need, that's the one I'll go for. People are so brand conscious. Oh no, I'm on this one. Ma'am, if I'm sitting on the hospital bed, are you going to know that I'm on which medical aid? No, nobody cares. So please stop being so brand conscious. Yes, something has to, the promise that they give you, they have to deliver. And it has to be a brand that delivers, for sure. Right? That's important. But if I'm going to pay $1,000 less, best believe you me, I'm going to take the one that's $1,000 less. All right? But I think also what's very important when it comes to medical aid, people sign on the medical aid, but they don't know the benefits that they have. Not just, going to the doctor and if you're hospitalized, that type of thing. But there are other benefits when it comes to medical aids, okay, that you have to look. And you have to call them and say, yes, the reason why I have a medical aid, yes, is because I want to make sure that my family is taken care of should there be a medical emergency. But what other benefits does this medical aid offer me? I'll give you an example. I know a medical aid offers going to the psychologist. You have unlimited number of psychology visits. You have physio. Oh my gosh, my favorite is the physio. Oh, I'm too young to be having such back pains though. I am too young. So use those things. Dentist, guys, let's go to the dentist day. Don't be afraid to go to the dentist. I'm also saying that to myself. Okay, I'm not going to discuss it further, but I'm also saying that to myself. But know the benefits. Then a media check-in, you need to go back to your investment statements. What do you have? How are your investments performing? Is this the type of investment that you should have? Should you be putting in more? Should you be diversifying a little bit more? Actually, I did a coaching. Pam, when was it? For that couple? Yeah.
About a month ago.
2 months ago?
A month ago.
About 2 months ago. And when I looked at their portfolio, their investment statements, the financial advisor had chosen same funds on different investments. So let's say they have a tax-free savings account. Let's say they have an exchange traded fund, for example, or like different types of investments. They had similar funds in there. I was like, hey, bo, what? Makes me mad. So you need to go look at all your investment statements, put them side by side, and look at the funds that they've put you in. If it's the same, you need to talk to that person. You need to talk to that person because they're not doing their job. And look at it and say, okay, I need to diversify here. I need a different fund because these things are for different reasons. So look at your investment statement. Look at your cost. What is it costing you to be invested in this fund or in this type of investment? Very important, okay? Then again, look at your pension fund statement. So if you have a pension or provident fund, go back, look at it and say, hey, what is going on here? Which funds? What is it costing me? What are the what risk benefits do I have? Do I have life cover with my employer? Do I have income protection with my employer? What do I have with my employer so that I don't go duplicate, or should I be adding more or should I have less? All right. So all of these things are important. And lastly, I know you don't want to hear this. Lastly, do you have a will, guys? Aibo, how many years, how many months, how many moons must we talk about wills? I know we are so afraid of talking about wills because it's like, oh, no, you're not going to die. By talking about something, getting into a car. Getting into a car is not going to kill you. You don't go into a car, oh my gosh, I hope I don't die today just because I'm getting into a car. It's the same thing. You have a will because one day it is going to happen. And when you do, might be 10, 20, 50 years later, but you know you have a document that says, this is what I want to happen to my assets, for my children, and the people that I love. Okay? So mid-year check-in. Don't put yourself down. It's literally just reflecting on where your life is right now. I can tell you, mine is a little bit shaky, but still here, still continuing, still gonna thrive. And that's what you must tell yourself, that life might be shaky, life might be showing me flames, but one thing I know is that God is going to make me thrive either way. Either way, this is just a season. So tell me about your check-in. What do you want to focus on for the rest of 2022? What have you struggled with? It's okay to share that as well. And what do you hope to achieve? And also, what are you doing about it? Okay? Because that's important. We can talk all we want about what you want to do, building castles in the air. But what am I actually putting in the work for? What does it look like? It has to be tangible. It has to be time-bound. It has to be realistic. Okay? So you know me, I can go on and on forever. So thank you so much for watching, Tribe, and I will see you soon. And remember to do the whole thing: subscribe, like, blah blah blah. See you soon.